Hello, future professional gamers! Back to the Nuke Wonderland, this time with a basic ramp smoke. This smoke will eliminate some of your opponent's vision on ramp, making it easy to clear areas such as the ramp boost. To do this game-changing smoke, nestle yourself into this chair corner. Then look towards this sign at the entrance to the ramp. Walk forward for just a moment and throw the smoke. Ramp can be a right pain to take with few terrorist options, but hopefully this smoke helps.
Thank you very much, Rushley, for another pro tip. But of course, being a future pro is more than just watching grenade tutorials. You can also start your career as a future pro in the Mountain Dew League, which is, of course, a league that is giving amateurs a direct path into the CSGO Pro League. You can find out all about that, the games, and how to get involved, especially over at esea.net/MDL. And our next match of the night is our hot match of the week. It's FaZe versus Astralis. And as mentioned earlier, the last time these two met was in Katowice at the Intel Extreme Masters Grand Final. The finals itself ended in an Astralis victory, but can FaZe win this time around? As we head over the nets to find out, let's take a step back and relive the Astralis story and the final moments from IEM Katowice.
They bring Inferno in early. They knew exactly what they wanted to do. And not only are they your major champions, they are your fortified #1 team in the world, the IEM Intel Extreme Katowice World Championship. They win it all. And I have to say I'm impressed how they battled back despite being outskilled in the first games.
Beautiful story. What a tournament it's been. They started off slow here in the grand final on Cash. It wasn't the Astralis we're used to seeing, but they built into this grand final. Dupree especially, what an amazing few rounds he had throughout. Everyone delivering there in the final map as well. Device playing out of his mind with the AWP. You have to say the same about Addo as well. One of the greatest grand finals in my memory of CSGO. So entertaining, so many amazing plays, clutches everywhere. And there you have it, your champions. Astralis, they do it again.
And so many great finals lately in CSGO. And hats off to FaZe, the new team in the mix. They'll be back. We've had 3 major tournaments this year. Astralis have won 2. We've had 4 different finalists. But these guys are on top of the world. To the stars, IEM champions, it's Astralis.
Yes, it's a beautiful sight. It was beautiful in the arena as well, and it's great to see a team like this that has worked so hard and come up short so frequently now get their 2nd trophy of the year very, very early on in the year. This was an impressive win because FaZe was no joke. FaZe tested them, and that was, I think, a little bit surprising in itself.
Yeah, for sure. I think, you know, when Virtus Pro didn't make it out of the group stage, we had SK with their struggles. You know, those were 2 teams who we could have seen going up in the final against Astralis. We needed another contender, and FaZe was that. And the way that they approached this tournament with the recent addition of Nico, the way that they were in there every day, they were coming up, especially on the day of the finals, they were in there. I was talking to Carrigan on that day. He was saying how they were coming up with little counters for the way that Astralis like to approach the game. It made the final much more exciting because it was the Titan of Astralis and then the old in-game leader, you know, Carrigan going up against, throwing everything he had with his boys in FaZe, and it was a great final.
Yeah, I mean, this is now, I mean, Nico is a driving force to this team, and this is a team that a lot of people, based off their performance in Katowice, are saying, you know, early returns with Nico are great, but what does it mean for the future? They're just going to get better.
Well, we haven't seen that huge stability hit yet. We're still waiting to see that massive kind of swing up of, okay, now they've got everything they need. They've got that great game in-game leader. You've got that huge firepower, like every single role is filled. Where are the big results? They've had a little bit of a weird turn in Pro League as well. Yeah. Online CS, right? Pinch of salt still there, of course. But they finally had time to work with this 5 now. So you expected to see things clicking quite quickly, especially after Katowice. So there's still a little bit up in the air with this FaZe team.
Yeah, and I mean, against Astralis, I mean, this is how much can an in-game leader actually provide when he's facing against his old team? Like, how much insight can he actually have? We saw them, I mean, obviously Astralis has a change in in-game leaders over to Glaive, but Carrigan, you have to imagine that he's going to know some tendencies of some of the players that he can exploit.
Yeah, for sure, and you'd know, like, mentality, what would annoy them, what could get under their skin, what kind of plays that he could be bringing out, or little things that he could do that, you know, they don't particularly like. some strategies as well, depending on the map we're looking at. So something like overpasses, like the way that Karrigan's in-game leading style came into that map with the 1-1-3 default, the 1 player being zippy over towards B, the 1 in connector, and the 3 taking over the party area. That was from Karrigan, right? It's just been adapted ever since with Glaive. So he can know how to exploit Xivnix, how he likes to play the position, what he told him to do. Probably still doing very, very similar things.
Yeah, and I mean, there's got to be a change in that somehow. But first, I mean, the real thing with Karrigan and now FaZe has got to be, where do we think Nico is going to be going with these online results that we've seen? Is this a situation we're not feeling that dominant Nico that we saw at Katowice? Is that just a product of it being the online Counter-Strike, the regular season? Maybe it's not the tournament.
I guess if you're Nico as well, you just want to settle into this roster. You don't want to be causing problems yet, or being a little too far. You just got to fill in the role that you've been given at that point. You're still the superstar. Maybe you just don't get that motivated to hammer out the best performance in random online games. I hate to say it, but
yeah.
if you're FaZe, you're sat there like, you got to motivate yourself to be that #1 player in the world sometimes. It's not like it comes naturally to you. You work for it. So got to focus up, got to play that hard game. And if anything, this is a game where you will see them playing out their skin.
Now, switching over to Astralis, the world champs at the moment, and obviously the IEM champions, or the IEM Intel Extreme champions, as Sadika so eloquently put it. With Astralis, we have seen so many different things. Obviously, Device has been a major driving force, well, at the major itself, except for the grand finals, where Caribbean stepped up. We've seen Dupree carry them through, finals of Katowice. We saw Xivnix carry them through that tournament. Who is the actual star of this team? Is there one? Is there four?
Psychologist.
Sports psychologist. She's changed everything.
Well, they do say that she makes a huge impact to them. And no matter how much that is like a PR thing, take whatever you want from that. But individually, they do genuinely believe in it, even when you speak to them away from like an interview setting.
Right.
I think the big thing for me is the specific roles they start to play now as well as a collective. It's something that began even with Karrigan in the lineup, so he'll be well aware of this. It was them starting to rejig the kind of pairings, right? This happened in between Columbus and Malmo around that marker. In interviews, they started to come out saying, basically, we're pairing up players with similar play styles. And that even applied without Kievi being there, but they added him to the roster and it became a far more defined duo between him and Dupree. And you see those two now working together on the vast majority of the maps. Inferno, you'll see it again, especially on CT side and T side as a rifle pairing. The one map you don't see that much on is Nuke. They get split up a little bit there. So on the T side, they work very different things. But most of the time, those two are the kind of impact players you'll be looking at as well.
And Nuke seems like a very intriguing map for the Astralis guys, just because it almost feels like a surprise that they're this good on it. No one really expected it to come out. It's a map they've been essentially forced to play just because teams ban away some of their other strengths. Now on Nuke, they become a very intimidating team.
Yeah, I guess because their map pool is so deep and so strong, everything kind of seems like a middle ground map for them. I wouldn't say they're like a specialist at anything really. Maybe I'd lean towards Overpass. They're quite good on that map. But once their B execute started to get found out, got a nice little video on that. Check it out.
Just the tip, I believe.
Just the tip. It is. That's the series name. Once they get figured out, it's going to be difficult for them to continue to rinse and repeat, but they can stay on their toes. So I think, Nuke specifically itself, having a good strategic base and having good team play, obviously that helps them. It's one of those maps where I think if you isolate Device outside, their CT side will struggle a bit because they do not rely on him, but he's such an impactful player that if you can force him, to feel a little bit uncomfortable, which is unusual, you're going to be looking pretty good.
And I'm wondering when they start trying to introduce a more consistent double AWP factor, because they're one of the only teams that don't really run it on a very regular basis.
I don't think they can.
They might be looking at it soon, I can imagine.
Get Dupree in the... he sometimes picks it up.
He does.
He would be the go-to.
He's in theory the second AWP, but they're one of the only teams who don't have that as a fallback plan. Device is great on his own, to be fair. They don't necessarily need it a lot. But as like another look to them, it could be another thing to add into the kind of pull of tricks out of the sleeve. So I wouldn't be surprised maybe them working on that in the future to add into the repertoire because, as said, people know what they do. People look at the major champions. They look at these guys and go, all right, well, that clearly works for them. How do we get around it and how do we incorporate it ourselves? So...
One thing I think we've forgotten tonight, Chad, is the fair income segment.
Yeah, it's not. We'll do it once a week.
Okay, once a week.
I think every day could be a bit too much for
exhausting.
viewers.
There's not
I'm
that
a
much.
slow learner, so you got to
there's not that much Australia.
No, there is. I don't want to overload everyone at home.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, the cool thing about that is that both of these teams, I'm pretty sure, are going to be playing in IEM Sydney. I believe they're both invited. So you can check them out there. But for now, we're just going to have a rematch. It's the hot match of the week. It's Astralis taking on FaZe, and we've got two hot dudes to take it off our hands. Henry G and Sadikist.
I appreciate you being honest, Moses. I like to think of it as a hot match and that we are a hot mess. You're starting to remind me of Mike Spinelli from Afterdrive when you host. Henry, I've got you coffee.
You did. Thank you very much.
Did I make it correctly for you?
Yeah, just
Because I like
nothing else.
Yeah, I like my coffee like I like my DDKs, black.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
that's how I brought you yours. This is a rematch. IEM Katowice final. Went 4 maps out of the 5. Inferno was the curveball. Astralis knew that they were struggling a little bit on train against FaZe, hence the tiebreaker earlier in the tournament, and they thought they could bring in Inferno and catch them off, win it in 4. If they didn't, they had a fallback in that 5th. So things went exactly as they kind of envisioned it. Losing cash was not surprising to start the series off, but Inferno is where we start tonight.
Yeah, that was the final map of the grand final. It was 16-13, but it's difficult to take that much away from it. Like we've discussed it many, many times before. It was like the first event for Nico. Like they played a little bit before, like 3 days of intense boot camping and stuff like that. But obviously now, FaZe Clan, they looked a little bit ropey earlier this week as well. Now this is the real test for them. They had that great opening week at Katowice, obviously, but as a team develops, right, you're trying to bring more strategy into it and have more defined tactics and all that sort of stuff. And that can actually make a team drop off a little bit. Like it's a building process. The fact that Nico comes in and can play amazing CS, he's obviously off the leash a lot more. That's great, but there's no longevity to it, right? They have to establish themselves as a tactical team. So I expect Astralis to pick this one up, but hopefully it's another very good game. It's going to be Astralis here with a Superman buy as well. Kiabi, he's got the Tech 9, and joining him is 1 smoke and 3 flashbangs. And we'll see if they can get some banana control here as Kiabi's going in, all guns blazing, but he does get flashed by his own team, so that's going to slow him down somewhat.
Yeah, that does slow him down. Goes to the cubby that faces toward Banana. It used to be the other way around. Remember the patio that was there. Yoshima starts off. Nico steps out, finds Kiabi. Great start thus far from FaZe because Rain's got a kill. Rain's get 2, and Kerrigan will find the last.
Well, a full-on banana rush there, and Astralis
bit of a slow rush, to be fair.
Flashing themselves. That did slow them down somewhat, but yeah, not a great finish. Only picked up 1 kill, and they got completely wrecked by the crossfire there. Looked quite comfortable for FaZe, I have to say. No plant comes in, of course, so we'll see a force buy from Astralis here in the second round. Tech 9s, Deagles, no grenades. Deagles can be very powerful, especially in the hands of Astralis and co. To watch out for Dupree. He's probably one of the best Deaglers in the world right now. Alu, he's just going to be facing towards middle of the UMP there. Just a little shoulder face, try and get that first pick, but it's going to be Rain that picks it up first. M4A1 in hand and kills Device, who is waiting in the underpass. This is actually quite nice for FaZe. They've got that first pick, smoke out the choke points, lock them out. Astralis don't really have much to work with. They can't smoke off any sort of choke points. They can't smoke off city spawn or coffins. They go towards B. They go towards middle. They've got 2 cities either side. It's very difficult to make anything happen at this point.
Difficult indeed. But again, we see Astralis. They did put a little bit of pressure onto Banana to start it off, but looking in toward the boiler position to get things underway. Dupree tries to find the opener with the Deagle. Rain's got 2 of his own. That allows Alu to walk back out and find Dupree, low on HP as he was. Pretty straightforward. It's on to Kiabi. He'll take bomb toward the apartments, try and bust out, go for a fast plant. That may not even happen. There's a good chance Alu starts to walk in toward boiler door and covers the stairs because he's already got Nico peeking down mid as well. Kiabi's not going to commit to anything, though.
Well, Kiabi, if you can get a bomb down here, I'll be very impressed. He's got 4 CTs to find and 3 of them at the A bomb site where he's currently positioned towards. So he comes towards boiler here. Alu will surely find this final frag. He does not. Kiabi gets another $300 out of the Tech 9, and he'll fall back a little bit as well. So it get a bit interesting, but Nico, he gets the final kill there with the UMP. So Rain, he finds 3 in total. It was a little bit expensive for FaZe. They lose 2 players, but ultimately that was a force buy from Astralis. Have to be full eco going to round number 3 here. So they're absolutely fine. We'll see where they bring any PT50s in. It's going to be Glocks and Kiabi's PT50. Maybe another banana rush. Wait for the nades at the start. Not really much you can hope to do here. You can get a bomb down, it'd be amazing. It's just one of those rounds, it's not going to amount to anything at all, really. 3 players heading towards banana. That's where the bomb goes down as well. And it's going to be Kiabi feeling a bit brave. This is classic like NRP strat. They used to do this in the old Inferno, right? They used to rush down middle when they knew the team was going to be eco to kind of end the round as quickly as possible. They actually lose Rain in the process. It's going to get a bit complicated now.
Dupree, meanwhile, will sit and wait. Potential to catch them off as Zipic starts to get deeper inside of the site toward A, but tagged up considerably.
Yeah, well, it's very good to get the opening pick there, but this round should come to a close momentarily. Dupree just that Glock, can't really do much about this. He does a bit of damage, to be fair. Nico goes down to 20 HP. Glaive trying to find a kill, gets 1, could get a second as well. This is actually getting pretty messy. Okay, Alu saves the day. You can see Alu and Nico, who are in front of Glaive there, when he had the Glock, he could have actually finished them off. But it doesn't happen. The 3-0 comes in. Another expensive round for FaZe, but the money's fine. They're getting kills with the SMGs. You can see Alu, he's actually a beast on this map. He'll be dropping over the UMP and pick up a double AWP setup on Inferno.
Why not?
All right.
I mean, I say why not. I'm being a little bit sarcastic.
Yeah.
We just talked about this. CT side, I think it can work. It requires this. Alu to go aggressive with his to find an opening pick, because if they sit back, then the angles don't favor them, especially if they lose one pick and have to play a retake. So they have to get kills early. That'll work. Both of them go aggressive. Nico gets Kiarbi down. Molotov off. He'll fall back, but he's going to run through one. Oof, I think he's going to sit back. Smart call.
Yeah, that's fine. He's got an incendiary to protect himself, so no one can run up and kill him. So he's got time now just to fall back slightly, spots another one, and he doesn't take any damage, but he's looking to get the kill in return. Very aggressive play here from FaZe. It was Nico, this double orb setup. I would say unorthodox at this point, but the map still is evolving, to be fair, but he goes aggressive towards the car position, finds the first kill, and he's looking for more, but it's going to be a fast mid-attack coming in here, and Rain and Kiyoshima have to fall back as Xyp9x does find Rain.
Kiyoshima. Pull flash back out. It's going to start to look in toward the top of middle. Looking for additional information where it may be required. And a 4 versus 4, these double ops set up in a first gun round. It started well with Nico getting that first pick, but now becomes a bit more problematic for them because, again, you have to take a retake into a site, especially if they're late to rotate back over. Through the smoke, Kerrigan's waiting. Device is able to find him. Bomb is dropped temporarily, and this is where that op's going to be a big hindrance to them, if you will, because they can't find their way back into the site. Smoked off, they both fire blindly, and they may just have to sit and save this one, to be completely honest, but it is Nico. Stranger things have happened. Realizes he smoked off, that should signal the end of it.
Yeah, this is exactly why the double orb setup, I don't really agree with it. As soon as you lose a bomb site, it's already a nightmare to retake the B site. And the fact you've got to do it with 2 orbs now as well, obviously very long-range weapons. If you're smoked out at all, this is where this starts to get desperate. Try to wall bang, but the wall is getting close. I'm not even sure that's penetrable.
I don't know the damage that in that position. I'm sure there's some slight penetration, but they do get one down. Dupree gets the shot back into Alu. That's one of the ops gone. Nico's got Device. There's still a chance. Hold on. The double op setup. Does he have it? 5 seconds he's got it. He's just barely got this. That's incredible. It looked like they were just sitting trying to save at that point.
I think Astralis thought that as well. They got a bit too aggressive at that point. They heard the wall bangers coming through. They thought, okay, these orbs are going to fall back any second now. I'll push through towards Ruins, and one of them goes down to the pistol of the CDZ. There was no reason for that terrorist to push in towards that guard in position, because as soon as he goes down, the orbs then actually have an opening. They were locked out by that smoke for so long, and then I think that was a bit of a misplay from Astralis overall, but there it is. The double orb setup does work out. They will not be buying the second one, though. They'll stick with Alu, who, we felt like I said before, very good in this map. We saw that in the grand final. He had some amazing rounds, and it looks like another fast speed play coming in here. They've got guns to work with. That's going straight in. They do take down Kerrigan in the process. It's up to Nico to defend.
Nico makes no mistake on the first. Quick pop flash. They turn away. A little bit closer than it. Oh, he's ready for it, but he does manage still to get Kiarbi. Glaive will make it to water. Why we call it that still, I'm not sure, but we do. Nade goes through. Kiyoshima is going to make his way in toward Ruins, Chapel. Whatever they've decided to make it look like. Today, tomorrow it'll be something different. Glaive's Molotov's off. That won't reach him, though. And he's got Device to be able to peek as well and get more aggressive. One op this time on the way back through with 2 M4s. Already at Coffins as well. They'll start to look toward Emo. And Alu's going to wrap it quickly. No one there, but Brain goes in on his own and gets all 3. And another clutch back for FaZe. There will be no guns this time, despite the plants from Astralis. Lost round bonus is maximized, but I think they'll be just light.
No, they get the bomb down
they
as
will.
well.
Okay, yeah, they're fine.
Yeah,
if I do the math, then that makes sense.
It does make sense, doesn't it? It all works out in the end. But Rain, we keep talking about it every time we cast him. He is in some amazing form right now. He kind of peaked at Katowice. It seems to be continuing that form as well. It's looking very good. Another big round from him. 8-3 in his score. And we go to round number 6. It's another clutch, like he said, for FaZe Clan. 5-0 for them. Astralis do have a buy here with the bomb going down at $3,400 into their bank accounts with the lost bonus. 3 players towards Banana at the side of the round. This is quite standard these days. It allows you to have an extra smoke, and that player will fall back eventually. Here comes the smoke sooner or later, but Rain, he got a bit of aggro towards second mid there, and Kerrigan even more so. That's the smoke I'm talking about. He wants this kill. He gets it while blind as well. Kiarbi goes down, and that's exactly what they want. They can now rotate in, back towards the standard positions at this point. 2 players at Banana, 3 towards middle. They've got that man advantage, and FaZe are just relentless right now, trying to find that first pick every single time.
I'm working as well. So the guns come up. They did have enough to bring out an AWP, but did not to do it, and I doubt Astralis. They're not a team that thinks they need it on the T side. I doubt they'll look to one very commonly at all in this map. So Kiyoshima waits inside of the A site, looks toward the apartments. Flash is reasonably successful. It's Zipix that's going to try and find his way out, though. Gets Kiyoshima. Dupree follows that up. Now they've got to work on A. Rotation already coming in from Nico. He's just toward the Speedway now inside CT spawn, and that's perfect, but Nico's read it. He's gone back. There's been no further aggression toward Alu. Smoke off from Nico. Pop flash as well. Back turn, jumps in, spots one, but taken down immediately by Device. That's an easy plant for them at this point in time.
Nice little flashbang from him. It was a good idea, but this round should be going in favor of Astralis. But Alu, he strikes back with an AWP shot towards the ruins there. It's now a 3 versus 2. Rain, like we said, amazing form right now. He'll be feeling eager to try and get this round in their favor, but it's going to be denied by Dupree. Up to Alu now, who's picked up the AK-47. He shouldn't have a chance here, and Glaive confirms it. There it is, the first round for Astralis. And it comes off the back of a fast banana rotation there. We saw Nico actually reading it like he said. He thought it was going to be the A-side commitment. He gets back in time. The flashbang was good, but there's too many players on his screen to actually do anything about it. And it's going to be Astralis now resetting their lost bonus. And they've actually done significant damage to the FaZe economy as well. You can see, yes, they've been winning every single round, but they've been quite close every single time. Even on against the full anti-ecos, they've been losing to 2 or 3 players. Alu still has the AWP. Just to touch on your point as well with the AWP, while this gets a little bit exciting. Device is one of those players, I kind of spoke to him about Inferno. He goes, we won't buy it, but we pick one up, we're happy to use it. So they don't force themselves onto it, right?
Yep. It's my family crest at the top of mid, by the way.
What is it?
I emailed Valve and said, please put my crest in the game.
Okay. What is it? What's the animal?
Oh, I have no idea.
Hey, just make something up.
Do you have a family crest?
No.
Oh, really?
Well, maybe we do. I don't know. I'll have to get back to you.
Okay. I'll send you, well, you can Google mine. Alu, though, behind pillar, trying to stay alive. Sprayed down on either side. It would have been a pretty quick shot to get himself out of that situation, unfortunately. Dupree gets left with 5 HP, but Nico gone. It's on to Kerrigan in a 1 versus 5. Astralis could find back-to-back after a reset and do so efficiently. They'll have to be a little bit more careful in trying to make that task the case. Flash out for KRB as a result, and they know now where Kerrigan is. Low HP on Dupree, not much he could do, but more information that he's deep inside of the site.
It's quite a fast-paced game plan Astralis has got here. They're not necessarily going for defaults, then slowly dissecting the map with smokes and getting control. They're actually just choosing an area to start. Okay, let's go towards middle. Everyone faces at the same time. One person in apartments, one whole banana. Let's see if we can get that fast pick with a flashbang. If we get it, we'll commit and we'll just try and get trades. It's actually quite refreshing to see. Like, normally on Inferno, you're talking about, you think back to like one of the best teams on it originally was Na'Vi, right? They did very, very slow-paced, methodical stuff. Guardian trying to work a pick, coming down to 10-second mark, all the smokes and flashes and Molotovs used, and then they go to the site. This is a much faster approach from Astralis, and I kind of like it. It's going to be an eco, though, for FaZe going to round number 8 here. Scoreline is 5-2. They've got a Deagle. That's about it. That's in the hands of Nico. But he can do some horrible things with that weapon, but not this round. Dupree takes him down. Kerrigan will try and do what he can with the silent USP. Does some significant damage, but that's going to be round over at this point. Bomb will be going down towards B. And like I said, another simple round for Astralis. Choose one area. Let's get in towards B. We'll shut it down. We'll get trades or just eradicate the entire opposition here. It's just going to be Kiyoshima and a 5 versus 1.
With pistol.
Yeah.
Really good chance, I have to say. I think he's got it.
Yeah. Pretty close.
I still think he's got it.
Yeah, good to defuse that bomb. Well, money going back towards FaZe. They don't have the AWP, and they haven't bought a single kit as of yet. I think they can probably afford one. Nico opts for an incendiary instead. So the bomb goes down. That retake becomes a lot more difficult. Final buy is 4M4s. Nico on the UMP. He is very good at that weapon, to be fair, but no kits and limited utility. Wouldn't be surprised you saw that 3 players towards Banana once again. Kiyoshima, this is an interesting smoke. Can we follow that? I don't know where that goes. Okay, so it's pretty much the same smoke you can do, but it's a little bit shallower in CT spawn. You can get it maybe a little bit quicker than the other one we normally get used to seeing. Lands in the exact same place, but...
Well, Dupree will get inside a boiler. Zipix goes back to apartments. He likes to open from this position. He's very comfortable doing it. Flash goes over. Timing is great, Rain. May not get spotted in the air, or rather not taken down while he's in the air, but he was spotted, and as such is easy to find, and Zipix follows that up to get Alu as well.
See how fast it is once again? All 5 players, no fakes going on, no execution, just bust up middle, get the kills, and they knew the money was going to be weak for FaZe regardless, so that was actually quite calculated, I would say, but still, they managed to get in, only taking 25 damage in the process. Well, okay, 30 if you're looking at Glaive, but nothing FaZe could really do about that whatsoever. They're going to have to bow out of this round, save the 3 weapons, 2 M4s and a UMP. There's a chicken stuck in the balcony, looking to get out. probably go down the bomb, unfortunately for him. It's going to be CT's desperately trying to hold on. They can get a couple of exit kills here, that'd be okay, but Zipex, he's willing to sacrifice himself. He gets 1 kill here, he knows how damaging that is to the CT money. So he's the only one hunting, willing to expend the piece of utility as well in the form of a Molotov. Does he get anything out of this? Doesn't overcommit, seeing if there's anything to find at all. It's not going to be the case, but 4 rounds in a row for Astralis, Matt. And now, saving 3 weapons. They can buy into this round, it will still be very weak. They have to get all the grenades, drop a couple of weapons around as well. We'll see what they can bring to the table. But this fast, kind of loose play style from Astralis working very nicely since the gun rounds really began.
Yeah, it's working very well, I have to say. You have to wonder as well, it's not that Astralis is ever considered a slow-paced team, but how much of that is trying to just beat Kerrigan to reading them? It's harder to read a faster game.
True.
Maybe that's over-reading it on my part as well, but it's something to think about for sure.
Well, we're back to a default this round at least. Good grenades coming in. They just about avoid Glaive. He takes some damage to his armor. That's about it. I don't know how he didn't take any damage at all. But he'll be falling back at this point. Smoked out. That's going to be banana control. Granted towards FaZe. I love this little boost. This position, I think, is so good. Back towards quad he goes, though. Kiyoshima will be working with Rain and Alu to see if they can take the aggro away. Flashbang suggests, though, this will be a full commitment from Astralis. Out of the balcony they go. And not finding anyone just yet, but Kiyoshima doing some good work here from that quad position. Could be Alu joining in as well.
Certainly will be. Watch the position, though, from Device. He takes down Kiyoshima. Rain has to sit back. Smokes go down in front of him. Not much he'll be able to really do in this situation. Bomb gets planted. Only 2 left for Astralis. And inside of the site, Device has an AWP. He's going to try and make it to pit to play off Dupree. So he can watch one angle directly. Okay, swaps to the AK. I don't mind that situation. The AWP perhaps could help toward library, but no one aside from one player's going that way. Instead, it's going to be all up close to the AKs. Need to do the action. Device hits a long shot. That's going to bait back in Dupree. He's already got down Nico. 4 versus 2 to a 1 versus 1, but Alu is able to hold the ground, and I have to say, very well in that situation because they played that off each other almost perfectly.
Yeah, that was actually quite nice from Alu to finish off in the end. 3 kills from him in total. 27 HP against Dupree as well. He knew he was low. He manages to beat him to the punch and find that final shot and break the winning streak of 4 rounds of Astralis there. Another simple execution coming in. They had a default at the start, waiting for CT aggression to come in. A lot of nades expended towards Banana. That suggested there was 2 players at least committed once that smoke dropped. They used that information back towards balcony. They went 3 players go in, 2 flashes over, 1 smoke at the pit. Try and force your way to the site as well. But the CT shut them down initially, but what a comeback it was from Dupree and his teammate. And it's going to be FaZe picking up the round, but a very close one. You can see that's affected right now with Kerrigan. He's only got the MP7, but Alu has got the AWP after surviving the previous round. 6-4, a big round for either side here. This will probably break whoever loses. Boost comes in towards quad, not the actual quad boost itself. I haven't really got an official name for that one, Matt. Have you got, what do you call this? The ledge boost?
Yeah, I don't know. Outer atrium boost? I think outer atrium works for me.
Okay.
Only counts for 1 kill, though. Kiyoshima gets taken down immediately. Good position from Rain to get the headshot over top. Drops the bomb in front of him as well. On top of the barrels, it's part of the smuggler's cache, but it's now going to be Rain. That goes down at the hands of Zipex. Allows Device to plant the bomb. They've got a 1-man advantage this time. They're no longer chasing into this round and trying to make a post plant that's unfavorable work for them. So this should be converted if last time told us anything about the way they want to play their post plants.
Another fast round from Astralis. That same balcony flashbang used. They forced their way out. There's a bomb side there. 2 players surviving. 4 FaZe gun here. Don't really have a shout of winning this round. You can see Nico trying to pick up the AWP, I assume. There it is. He manages to get it. That's a decent salvaging mission from him. As we go into the closest stages here, Nico might go down. He's actually very brave to challenge Device in that situation. Through the smoke it is. He gets the headshot and denies the AWP being saved into the next round. It will be Kerrigan who's the last player remaining there, and it's going to be Astralis stealing around away. And unfortunately, that's a harsh reset for FaZe. After winning the previous round, they get absolutely nothing into this one. And save an AK-47, they might as well buy into it. I think they'll be double eco regardless. So Nico, he gets a UMP, they have an AK and some deagles to work with as well.
Katowice as well, keep in mind, was extremely close in the first half between these 2 teams.
Yeah.
And it was Astralis, if I'm not mistaken, that started out T-side then as well. It may have. You've got it actually in front of you.
I'm trying to work it out now.
13.
Yeah, it was
6. Yeah, that's right. It's 9-6. So yeah, it was 9-6 halftime. So FaZe won that half as well.
Indeed.
Which tells you something about the state of the game. The state of CS. Nico down, though, by Kiavi, who has 2 in the round. Zipix very quickly takes care of Arena as well.
Yeah.
A force buy coming in from FaZe Clan this time, not really amounting to much. Kiyoshima's going to drop back and try and hold off the A side if they wrap this direction, but bomb down at T-spawn. This is all picks.
Yeah, 3 players focusing towards Banana this time, willing to challenge. They actually managed to pick up a couple of kills as well, and they had 2 players in the apartments area, just controlling the 2 main focuses of the map, apartments and Banana. They lock it down, they find all the kills required, and now it's a 5 versus 2. Kiyoshima and Alu with a decoy and a UMP. Good luck with this one. My friends are actually separated as well. Not really much I can do apart from hope that Alu gets a couple of kills and farms some money perhaps. He's in the ruins area right now with the bomb. It's heading in his direction at least. Kiyoshima spots 1 in Boiler. I think he was spotted as well, not 100% sure. You can see it's Zipex homing in on him. There's Alu with the kill, denies the bomb plant as well. This could get a bit interesting. There it is.
Good pickup. Alu takes device. Bomb still down at his feet as well, but Glaive better shot.
I prefer him at that point just to, it was like 25 seconds remaining,
Sit
right?
back,
He's
don't
got the
peek.
bomb, make them at least run into his crosshair. Like he's only got the UMP, faces towards CD spawn. I guess he's trying to surprise him, but didn't really work out. We said that was a harsh reset, and that's reflected in round number 13 now. They force one the previous, then getting 1900 into this round. This has to be an eco now, and it'll be Astralis taking the lead in the closing sectors of the first half. 5 players towards middle, no nades, just rush down, hope for the best. It'll be a bloodbath.
People have done worser things in worser situations, but in this case, it's Astralis that are there, and they do make quick work of it. They lose 2, so it was a bit of a surprise, but in the end, surprises are all for naught.
I guess at that point, it's like, let's just get this round over with. Let's run down, get a couple of kills. Actually get that. It's pretty much as good as it's going to get anyway, so at least it was quick. It's round number 14, 7-6. Astralis take the lead. As we head into this one, it's an all for Alu, of course, and Nico still struggling a little bit. The money has been a bit of a problem. They got the 5-0, and then haven't got much since then. Alu aggressively towards middle, but Device is waiting for him towards T-steps. Nico flashed up as well. It's another Banana rush map. So many fast rounds coming in, and Zipex, he gets that first frag. It's up to Carrigan. I think he flashed his... Oh, that was actually a pretty decent flashbang. Smokes them off as well. At this point, they'll cancel the rush. They've got that man advantage. They know the money's pretty low. Zipex through the smoke, of course. Why not? Takes down Carrigan. Another pick for them. And they can stick together now at this pack of wolves and just completely own the map. Only 1 player waiting on the ace side, and that's Kiyoshima.
Yeah, but I was going to say might slip into a headshot position. Was just barely exposed, but gets back to 1. Device goes down.
Oh,
Look
no.
at this from Rain, though. Why are they both watching the arch at the same time?
Complacent.
Surely someone has to look library in that situation, because now the situation turns. It's FaZe in the lead. Rain's going to find his 3rd. And suddenly, it's a clutch back for Zipex. If there's anyone to do it, it's this man. As he tries to spray in, manages to locate Keo. Bomb's back in his hands. He'll go for the plant, 51 seconds, but get it down. Surely force Alu to make the move. And he's making a lot of noise as well in the AK-47. Zipex is going to hear him coming. Gets reloaded in time. Tries for the headshot, but it's Flash instead. Flash out. Alu in, committed in the open. Zipex uncharacteristic miss in that situation.
That was a bit sloppy from Astralis. They get everything going in their favor. They have this huge advantage. They found all the picks required, and they seem to lose concentration for a little bit there. They're completely separated. Like I said, all they had to do was stay as that 4-man pack, get the bomb down instead of the crossfires in towards the pit, apartments. But you could see they thought they'd won that round. They thought it was done. They'd be saving their weapons. Rain comes from library, and you can see how they kind of don't have anything covered at all. Both players watching Arch, like, what is that? Like, why are you even at Arch? So you've got the bomb down. On the other side, you can just get in the pit, and the round's over. But they're getting a bit carried away, I think, with their kind of tactics they're deploying right now, very fast and loose play style. Getting the kills, maybe a bit too happy about that situation, and they gave it away.
Yeah, and I mean, they throw the situation and the round in the favor of FaZe. Now that becomes an issue in itself, strictly because it makes it 7-7 and gives them a much better chance in the second half. Even if they can't convert this 8th with Nico down early.
Well, they do get the first pick once again. It's Glaive that takes down Nico. A huge scalp to take in the context of this game. It's going to be Rain, though, sitting in the smoke. And unfortunately, he gets his head blown off as well. Another simple round for Astralis here. Very fast CS, I have to say. I'm enjoying it as well. I love to see how maps evolve as time goes on. And this seems to be quite a deathmatch sort of style.
Yeah, this isn't even an evolution. I think this is just the state of these 2 teams right now in this game.
Yeah.
Astralis trying to make a point, perhaps, against Carrigan. Carrigan wanting to show that they've improved and that they can take them on Inferno, which may play into the minds of them if they meet again in another epic best-of-5 grand final, or even best-of-3, who knows. They'll bring it in, or if Astralis would do the same. Ali back to top mid. Fortunately, though, this time on his own. Good shot into Glaive, but can't set fast enough to find Kiabi. 8-7. So Astralis, we said they lost the half in the final at Atlanta. IEM Katowice. 9-6. This time they take a one-round lead.
Yeah, an exciting first half here on Inferno. I'm sure it's only going to get better. Find out as we take a quick break and come back with the second half.
Well, it's back to the action. FaZe Clan versus Astralis, our first of two maps. A rematch of the finals, a rematch on Inferno at that. And it's been Astralis that's been controlling the pace, a fast pace, but also getting the bulk of the rounds at 8-7.
I've been enjoying it though. Like, it's an interesting approach to the map. They're sticking as, like I said, like a wolf pack. That's going as 5-man unit, choosing an area, whether it's B, middle, or apartments. They have split up a couple of times and done some defaults. So ultimately, this leads to this 5-man setup. They slipped up a few times, I think. They got ahead of themselves and they picked up 2 or 3 big kills, and they think the round's definitely ours, and then they wouldn't cover a key choke point like library and ready to come in and find them. So they maybe could have had a bigger victory in the first half than they actually have right now. But still, they win on the T side. It's looking pretty good for them. We'll go into the second half now. When it's an A7 scoreline, as I was saying, the pistol always is going to be very beneficial to either side. But I can see there's one player missing right now, so it might be a little bit delayed. But for FaZe, we'll see what they bring on the T-pistol. I've seen a lot of different approaches. The B-rush seems to be quite popular with a lot of people. Obviously, the CT's going to be limited with grenades in the first round. You're not going to have the 2 or 3 HE grenades. It's not in the meta right now. You'll always be buying body armor and maybe one player of the kits. Maybe a smoke in there as well. But in terms of that, I'm always interested to see what teams are bringing. Like, to be fair, like an online game like this, you doubt you're going to see the really new stuff, like the kind of stuff they're saving for the big events, like the Pro League finals, for example. But it's still quite indicative
or
of the
IEM Sydney, for that matter.
Is that coming up first? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little bit.
I've lost track of all the dates and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I don't have a life
right now.
No, I don't have a life anymore, so I don't really care about calendar years.
Yeah.
I go by the length of my hair. Huh? It's long. Must have been 4 or 5 weeks gone by in that time.
It's a good calendar.
It's not bad.
Wow. Here's the stats for you. We'll have a look at the big performers. I think it's going to be Rain who's up there. 13 kills for him indeed. It's going to be Ali with 12. He is very good on this map. Looking at the other side, quite a good effort from everyone on the Astralis, to be fair. Zipex leading the charge with 15 kills and 7 deaths. Kiabi not far behind on 13. Dupree and Device on 12. And Glaive, the in-game leader, he's on 7. But it's a very, very interesting way they approach the map. And I'm be interested to see where they deploy that going forward. But like you said, it's a bit of a mind game going on. Carrigan, their former in-game leader of Astralis, the Danish superstar, going over to FaZe now. And I guess who's a bit surprised at that? I think we all were to see that kind of play style.
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree completely. I think Rain's stats right now are quite impressive. 107. One of the talking points leading into this was Rain's clutching versus Zipex's clutching.
Yes, that's right.
And we saw both have a moment of brilliance, but come up just shy in the first half.
Well, here's the buy then. we've got 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs, and 2 HE grenades. This suggests something quite technical coming in from FaZe here. They're going for some initial banana control. Glaive's waiting for them, though. 3 players in total towards the B side of the map. Very quick to get that banana control coming in, trying to bait out any grenades the CTs might have. As you can see, 5 sets of armor for Astralis, and Glaive, he's hunting for a frag right now. And Nico, what are you up to, my friend?
At least turn and face when you're walking back down. Like, if you're not doing anything, you might as well at least look in the direction where you're going to get threatened. But gets taken out, lovely headshot. Hard to hit the back of the head as well, in the hitboxes, as we know. But it is brought back level. Device, the one to get taken down as well. It's not great for my fantasy. But we'll have to see how that works out at the end of the week, as long as I pass chat again.
Tell me more about your fantasies.
You're not in any of them. Production's already yelling, no. Matt just comes in here, no, kill that bot, get out of there, bail.
Get in that brain.
Well, it is Kiavi that's got another kill to take down Rain, and now Nico jumping by, though. Kio's got Glaive, and a smoke off on Zipex toward the coffins means they can start to work in toward the B. Sight bomb being planted, but a flank coming in as well. 3 versus 3, and the flank will be Dupree, who spots up Kerrigan, knows that he's going to be sitting at the top of the banana position, and Dupree's easily find that kill. Or easily able, I should say, to find that kill. Zipex does the same to Alu, and Keo, bomb in front of him, plays from new box, double peek out, spots both, has to find the third, sees it on the right, tries to dance accordingly, but too many men.
Too many men.
That's your fantasy.
Yeah, okay, come on. Anyway, it's going to be the default there from FaZe, going for that initial banana control to start, pushing the CTs back, making sure they didn't have control of the car area, or I should say, whatever it is now, like baskets, whatever. It's actually Nico got caught out first. The idea from FaZe is get the banana control, push them back, and then go back, see what's going on the other side of the map, see if you can force a reaction coming in, then back to B, smoke towards spawn, smoke at the coffins, and see if you can get the bomb down. It does go down, but Astralis mow them down in the process. It's quite a simple clutch for them in the end. Sorry, Kiyoshima could not do anything about it, and it's going to be an eco, of course. FaZe getting the pistol down. Nice sort of run boost there from Zipex. That means they get AKs in the third. So just Glocks there. Device, he probably is quite aware of the situation. Just trying to farm some cash, maybe get an orb nice and early. Gets one.
Gets one indeed. Device looking for additional, like you said, you get the farm of the cash. Farming that monies. Dupree actually steals that one from over his shoulder. Keo got Device down, so they have a lot of plant out of all this. That's quite good. Kerrigan will be thankful. He'll be counting his lucky stars. Kiarbi being one of the stars he'll take down. And now he sits back, hears them coming. Another headshot, and he makes this very costly.
That's a bit of a lapse from Astralis there slightly. I have to say once again, they do go aggressive towards second middle, but they forgot apartments is a thing. Kerrigan slips in behind them. He gets a kill as well, so they took down 2 players. And Kerrigan's the plant. That's a bit of a blunder. They're going to have so much money here. They can bring on an AWP if they want to as well. Alu, okay, he's one of the players with a little bit less cash. He probably won't. But they certainly had the option to. We 5 AKs, a plethora of utility to work with here. All the smokes, flashbangs, and molotovs required. And Astralis now know this would be very difficult to hold off. They have 1 player on the UMP, that's Kiabi. And he'll be heading towards apartments. Glaive looks like he's AFK for now. Wake up. Maybe this might be a timeout. I'm not sure. He's still not moving. What's going on, Matt? He's back. He alt-tabbed.
He alt-tabbed. That's exactly what he did. You are 100% right, and I believed you from the beginning. That's a weird way for that lampshade to disappear.
You what?
The lampshade on the table. It just kind of fades after it takes damage.
Didn't catch it.
Interesting noises from our analyst desk.
As always.
And they are interesting people.
Well, for now, very default and passive stance from the terrorists. They are starting to explore towards Banana, though. Lots of tight angles to check out. That's why they'll use the Molotovs right now, just to clear those out towards the sandbags and towards the choke point as well on the corner there. So they'll be pushing the CDs back. For now, it's Glaive and Zipex. Zipex boosted up on the site as well. Not so much a boost. You can jump at that by yourself, but you know what I mean. And Nico, he'll be boosted behind the wall just to have a look and see if any CDs try to flash over and maybe get a pick. And he's ready for them. Not going to find anything just yet. And they'll be falling back. They've done enough, in their opinion. Maybe a smoke towards CT spawn to seal the deal and hold those CTs there as the bomb is towards middle. And Rain, he's feeding out towards Boiler to see if he can find a pick here.
See if he can. Kerrigan, meanwhile, though, sitting at the top of middle, waiting to try and find his way in. Nico wants to lead the charge around the corner. At Banana, this is all him doing work to cause and sell rotations. Molotovs toward pit, though, should secure the fact they need to stay on A. Look at Device as well. They've overlooked it because he was smoked off. He strikes late. Dupree able to catch off Kiyoshima with a headshot, but Kerrigan again, somehow. Guys, where's Kerrigan? In the site. He's planting again. So more money will get injected into the wallets of FaZe, but Nico a long way away, as we saw, was over toward B, can do nothing of the defuse. They already called that. It goes 11-7. The question is how much money is left out on the FaZe side with the plants.
The bomb's gone down 3 times in total. They have third stage loss bonus. They can probably buy into this. It won't be the best. It won't be as strong as the round before. But they have got 5 AKs and a couple of players with utility here. They've got 2 smokes between Kiyoshima and Kerrigan. And they've got 4 in total now with Nico and Ali. So Rain's the only one who's suffering a little bit more. He only had $3,700, which means he gets exactly enough for an AK and head armor. That's fine. He's the fragging machine himself. So 3 players towards Banana. Like I said, pretty standard these days. Zipex with a nice flashbang off the wall there, trying to slow them down. Incendiary's deployed as well to do that further. And a lot of damage inflicted. Look at the damage before this terrorist actually ever even seen anyone. Nico, 38. Alu, 42. Rain, 8. Before any sort of interactions have happened, they've taken a bucket load of damage there from the initial grenades.
Device. Try and figure out exactly what's going on top and middle. He plays aggressive while the other 2 in A are passive. Bomb is dropped underneath the window at the top of middle. Top of alt middle, I guess, technically speaking.
Yeah.
The only map with an alt mid.
Off and out. It's a very passive hold from Astralis. You can see the mini-map right now. They've established that crossfire on the A site. No one's even watching long A, so CT spawn is open. Glaive is aware. He's rotated towards that area. But you can see they're focusing towards quad mainly. Kiabi, he's watching towards Lobby from the pit, but this is a nice crossfire. This works actually very effectively. Device a bit more aggressive now, gets 1 shot. He should be taken down at this point from apartments. There it is. Kerrigan finds him, and they will commit towards the A site at this point.
Dupree with good vision. That's actually a decent position, you know? Yeah. I kind of like that.
That's cool.
Great position to see it and then drop down. It's quite quick. So too is Kiarbi with the second shot to take down Alu, but Nico retains position with 38 HP to plant down. It's Zipex he's got to go against. Oh, smoke. Smoking does kill. Zipex spots him, but Nico now knows exactly where he is as the bullet ricochets off the graveyard. And Nico refused to go down in the graves. He wants to rise from the dead, but Zipex puts him there in the end anyway. The Crypt Keeper.
You want to go any further with that?
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of crowbarring it in there, Henry. You didn't have to point it out. Just let it be.
That's good. I liked it. Zipex in the 1v1 of Nico there. Nico on low HP. Got detected in graveyards, like he said. And at that point, he just had to try and commit and get the 1 bullet with the AK and try and take him down. But Zipex, so aggressive, keeps firing bullets in this direction.
Speaking of graveyard, did you know that Nico wants Mouse Sports to be his pallbearers at his funeral?
Does he really?
So they can let him down 1 more time.
That's quite good. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. It's going to be FaZe Clan losing yet another round there. But that's the bomb down for the 4th time map. 4th stage loss bonus. Can keep buying into this one. But Alu, he can buy an orb, but still not a full buy. He's got $5,200. So there's one glass cannon up and try and bring it to there. But I don't think so. Inferno is not really worth it. It's not like he can run around and find loads of picks. If Astralis playing that passively as well, it's not like he can find much from it. But that was a really cool round for Astralis overall. That passive hold, we saw Dupree's position on the back left of the site, managing to spot towards quad and apartments as well. And he's quite covered from the pillars, can dodge flashbangs as he above smokes. I kind of like that. And Ali does bring out the glass cannon. He's doing it.
Why not? Alu likes to be aggressive on this map CT side, but glass cannon T side.
We saw how much damage they took from the initial grenades, right? He's got to be so passive at the start. He can kind of just sit towards T steps, and there we go. There's an entire graveyard for you. Or 2, well, what would that be called? It's not a graveyard, it's like a...
That's actually where Mouse Sports lives.
Right, well, there you go. Perfect.
I'm just picking on them. They're still in 1st place, or thereabouts.
2nd place now.
2nd place now, you're right, I'm sorry.
Well, Ali, like I said, has to be very careful there. Well, the armor to protect him, the nades coming towards him, he'll be very vulnerable to. Right now, he is at the T-steps, as predicted. He's got the bomb as well, probably wants to get rid of that. And Glaive, he's made his way towards Log. This is actually fantastic, considering he's been baited in as well by Zipex. I think Glaive's going to get 2 or 3 kills there. This could be fantastic for him. He gets baited in effectively by Zipex. Right now, a smoke suggests that he might check it, but this could get interesting for them. Fall back.
Yeah, I admire the players that still wish to try and contest banana that much toward the start of the round, but it seemingly doesn't do much. More and more teams, I mentioned Astralis, but more and more teams are actually sitting back and just ignoring banana for the first 30 to 40 seconds and then taking it, which means that early aggression can actually cost you because you can't afford to sit down there for that long.
Well, the thing is, the nades are so valuable, right? We'll get into this maybe after this round, but it's the fact that Molotovs and smokes are so valuable. If you waste them at the start, and there's so much time now, you can actually just wait for those to dissipate and then just go into a B side with no grenades to defend themselves at all. So it's a little bit difficult to try and commit to that at the start without finding a pick. CT's now, interesting enough, though, haven't got anything. They've got flashbangs, that's about it. And it's going to be Glaive, though, spraying through the smoke, drops the bomb, and Zipex in prime position to get a few more kills here as well. This is looking a bit rough for FaZe. Their T side have been quite poor so far, but Kiyashima looking to do something about it. He finds a kill on Dupree towards the arch side of middle, and then falling back. I think they're saving, 4 seconds. They did nothing in the round, really.
Nope.
And ran through the smoke, and like I said, Astralis had nothing really to defend them off with. There was one final smoke, and it was deployed at the perfect time towards the top of Banana. Nika has to run through. The bomb goes down. The boost is there as well on the site. Very nice stuff. And FaZe, I think they made the correct decision to save the weapons here. I haven't really been too impressed with their T-side so far. The first round, the bomb hasn't gone down. It's going to be 5-0 in favor of Astralis. The total scoreline, 13-7.
Yeah, Astralis are looking quite comfortable at this point in time. It's Device on the op. Alu goes back to his glass cannon. Device, I think he spotted Kerrigan's knee, and he'll shoot at his toe instead. Takes that clean off, so good luck walking or running, Kerrigan. You're lucky it's a video game and not real life.
That is lucky.
Very.
Wouldn't be as a jovial cast if we were doing that.
I'd still cast it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
If this were Gladiator days, I'd cast it.
Yeah.
Carby's going to flash out as well from inside of the pit, but Device has relocated the op back inside of the site. And Dupree becomes the third man in the crossfire setup. They've also rotated Glaive over very, very early, so we'll see if that influences FaZe, hearing that M4 being shot over toward Arch, back toward B at all. If they do, well, Glaive's anticipating that now as well with no further action toward A.
This is another rough round, another glass cannon for Alu here. Device has got the AWP as well. They're looking pretty well prepared. 3 players towards the A side of the map. Device actually watching Arch this time. It's not as passive as before. The battle comes in, the flash is good, but Device pulls the trigger. If he goes for one more, probably get taken down, decides to fall back. Perfect round so far from Device. Kiyoshima's towards the apartments, and they seem to be aware of it as well. They're waiting for the T's to make some sort of commitment here. 30 seconds remaining. Will be an A-sided attack, and Dupree using the boxes once again to find kills. 5-on-3, 5-on-2. They're dropping like flies, and Kiyoshima's the last player remaining. The bomb's down. It will be 14-7, and so far, we haven't seen too much to inspire me so far from FaZe. It's actually been quite flat, and it's working defaults, trying to commit, but not really getting much success from it at all.
Tried to get back in the window to do what he can and salvage anything he could. But 14-7 with money close to being in the bin.
Yeah.
Do they force on this or not?
They pretty much have to.
I'd force. Yeah, you don't want to let it go to OT point. Ooh, medium force. Not rifles, not UMPs. They're going pistols.
Medium to strong. So 2 players going down to $900. They know they have to win this round, but they know if they take an eco, it's going to kill them. If they don't force enough, it's going to kill them as well. So 14-7, go with the Tech 9s, head armor, all the nades required, something fast here, stick together, I would say, try and trade frags, push through a smoke with a couple of flashbangs, try and shut them down. You know they're doing a very passive hold towards that A site, maybe try and get towards CT spawn at that point, split towards B, that could be something interesting. We'll see what they decide to do. Quite aggressive play from Device initially, yeah.
Deva.
It's
Deva, who's catching up. 14-15 now. Thankfully for my sake. Need to pass the Sydney Underground.
Glaive's only died twice. I'm not sure that can't be correct. This
That's not correct.
Maybe he disconnected.
Yeah, it's possible. He just got messed up. That's fine.
I was going to say, that would be bizarre.
It doesn't matter for your fan. The London Mint have finished last.
They're dead. Again.
They're dead again.
Yeah.
Wow, that's too bad.
Flashbang from right. Look at that.
Yeah, it's going to pop out perfectly. Device. Ooh, maybe not, because he's just to the left of where he would have needed to be. Crossfire set, so they do get one from Rain. Jumping in, Kirby still blind. He's unable to spot toward the pit. That means Device. He's hidden inside of the smoke, but not for long. They know he's there. He's going to actually try and run himself away from it. And it's smart that he does with his lovely Safari Mesh AWP.
Well, 2 players remaining. Ali's got an AK-47. Kiyoshima's low as well. The bomb's down. Very problematic situation for them. How do they get themselves out of this mess with 25 seconds remaining? They're hoping a CC makes a mistake at this point. Flash in, try and bait him out slightly. Glaive will be sniffing around, trying to see what he can do here. And they actually get a kill on Device as well. I thought he'd fall back to the corner at least there with the AWP, but now they can get a plant in. 10 seconds remaining. It will work out for them. They're trying to deny it, but this is actually looking quite promising for FaZe.
Promise is one thing, delivery is another. They definitely have a chance at it. 27 HP, excuse me now, for Xyp9x, 18 for Glaive. Do what they can with the situation, though. They do manage still to get one from Xyp9x. Something to work with. Alu, though, that's crisp. Finds Glaive. Dancing right and left. I didn't think he had the second shot that quickly on Glaive, but he holds off the post plant. They go 14-8.
That was quite pretty from Alu in the end. He's actually a very proficient rifler as well. Not only a god with the AWP, he can be good at that weapon.
True. I'd prefer him on the AWP, but you're right.
Definitely.
He's definitely capable of picking it up when required.
Yeah, he can be very good at that weapon. And that was a lovely clutch, to be fair. We said they had to step up with the Tech-9s there, the set piece. First time we've seen him do one of those. All the smokes and Molotovs required, flashbangs as well. Pushing through, 2v2 comes in. Managed to hold strong just about. I think that the kill on Device was very impactful. Considering his HP, I thought he'd fall back a little bit more and just watch the bomb maybe, but still, it's the first round for FaZe arriving in this second half, and they're going to go quickly this time. Change of pace, and they've got decent smokes to get themselves pick control. Bomb goes down, though. Now it's a 4-on-4.
4-on-4 for Nico to work with. He's got a chance to try and get the bomb down. Doing so, smokes off. It's not going to be the safest post plant unless they can get back to pit, unless they can get someone else near enough to cover the situation they're in. And Molotov will buy them space on Xyp9x trying to rotate around. If he had got there sooner, then pit gets denied. But a real opportunity. As they sit 3 versus 3 for a good amount of time as well. It's been about 10 seconds since the plant went in. Xyp9x a little bit overreacting as he goes in. Does manage to wall down Keo, but Alu stays alive. It's Glaive to get him. Now Alu goes aggressive, tags up Glaive through the box. That gives him a chance on the Tech-9. Oh, he's tagged Xyp9x. He's shooting at Glaive, tags Xyp9x, and the Tech-9 now has a chance. Glaive's gonna bail.
Amazing. 2 clutches in a row for Alu there. Through the smoke, dinks one and kills another as well.
Everyone goes down.
Everyone goes down, but FaZe find the round. I think the money's actually broken for Astralis as well. Now we have a game on our hands. Alu steps her twice in a row, and now they're looking to get double digits here. Should be 14-10 after this round. Astralis can't really justify a force here. Xyp9x has just shy of $5,000, and okay, we do see a UMP come in. Are they forcing into this? Okay, it's a partial buy. I was going to say Kiabi's getting a little bit nuts there, so they keep... Okay, they have fully invested, in fact. So we've got an M4, Deagle's armor. They've just decided to do that at the very last moment, going all in.
I guess, try and close it out. They've got a good amount of time still to work with, in fairness. Dupree on a Deagle. Kiabi's going to stay down below an Atrium as well. So we'll see what he can muster from that position. Strong arm his way back in. Nate as well, going to check toward Boiler a little bit early. Bounces low as well, so Rain won't be able to walk down the stairs. Or doesn't walk down the stairs and take the damage from that. Device will cross with the safety of smoke to try and steal back that position on the map. And as he does this, the action goes toward Banana, which means Xyp9x on the M4 might be in the right place at the right time. He's got Glaive to play off of, who needs to get him the information.
A very difficult round for Astralis here. Good utility usage, but Glaive caught his pass down there. It's up to Xyp9x trying to get multiple frags. He gets one and dinks another. Device chimes him into the Deagle. Still possible for Astralis here. Nico down to 1 HP.
And with the smoke off as well, Kiabi's not going to have any access back in. Device has got an AK. Gets toward Banana as well. No kits. They've got to go fast. Alu's going to find Kiabi right away. Alu stays true. Finds Dupree. What a game he's having late.
Yeah, he really has come to life, hasn't he? And just when his team needed him, he finds himself at 21 frags and 15 deaths, actually leading the charge quite significantly there for FaZe. And that was a big round for Astralis. They force-bought into it fully. Deagles, an M4 and a UMP, I believe, as well. Didn't really find much for it. Glaive drops the perfect smoke, but just as he goes to reface with the flashbang, I think, gets his head blown off, and not really much Xyp9x could do about it. He gets 1 kill and dinks another. Takes Nico down to 1 HP. If he gets that second kill, maybe he wins that round, but it wasn't meant to be, and there it is. Astralis do give the round away. It's 3 in a row now for FaZe, 14-10. They have to eco here. Device saves an AK-47. Maybe some pistols around that, but like I said, we certainly have a game on our hands. Astralis looking to close things out nice and early, but didn't happen. Down to that clutch from Alu with the Tech-9. That was actually...
Yeah, sick. I like I say, he was shooting at Glaive and hits Kiabi, tags him into the red, kills the diffuser, and Glaive tries to run, dies as well. So Device gets the AK to carry over, but FaZe pulled this back to 14-10. we thought this was going to be done quite early at 13-7 and then 14-7. I thought, all right, not much chance in this for FaZe.
Absolutely. Well, they definitely got a chance of winning it now. Astralis have kind of slowed things down. This will be more or less a full ego device, what we said with the AK. He's towards the B side of the map here. 4 of them actually there. As I said, Kiabi rotates back off. FaZe getting some initial banana control. You see they've left Rain in the tight cubby there. Just trying to get a first pick, seeing if anyone's boosted up. You can hear some nades going off. That's with divisive as well. Picking this whole device on that side of the map as the bomb's going up towards mid. This could be fascinating for them, but Dupree's actually pushing towards second mid as well. Could he get enough information here to work with? Apparently not. He will just
shove
away.
Yeah. They're going to try and beat him as well. Toward the A site. Keo jumps through the window, or excuse me, the doorway. Nearly gets caught up on the door frame, but it's Epic's inside of the site. They don't see. Good check from Kerrigan to realize they'd not covered off that ground. We've seen players all too often run in with a false sense of security in those situations.
Well, Alu takes down his teammates, but shouldn't be too much of a big deal here. Device at this point just trying to save his AK-47. He's towards the arch side, and we'll see whether he can actually do anything about this. Take a few guns down with him. I don't think it's probably worth it, to be fair. Okay, goes down. They are going to have 4th state loss bonus. He has got $2,300 right now. So he can get a full buy. I think saving that AK there would be very beneficial to him. As Glaive, he's trying to scavenge and find it, but not going to be the case. 14-11 now. FaZe closing the gap significantly. Have picked up the last 4 rounds. 2 of those down to Alu clutches.
It's true. Very true. And it's going to be Astralis finally back into gun kit territory. No AWP. Did you really fix it, though? It's all M4s and a single kit for Kiabi. Yeah. That's an interesting aspect of it when you look at where we are in the game and they only have the 1 kit to work with.
See what they can do here. Full AKs for FaZe here. Nothing too fast. A default round, 2 banana, 2 apartments, 1 holding second mid with the bomb. That's Kerrigan. Smoke off at this top of banana to slow down the encroaching terrorists there, but FaZe, Nico, he'll be waiting for that smoke to go down. You can see KRB maybe asking for the boost head towards middle, but won't be coming in just yet. They go back to their more passive mentality of having 3 on the A side, nothing towards ours whatsoever. And now we've got some apartment control for the T's here. Rain trying to do a little wall bang towards those boost positions towards quad. Won't find anything just yet.
Device is going to relocate himself back over toward the archway, change the setup with the M4 and be in a position as well to get toward B faster should he need to do so, but it's 4 at the top of middle. Kerrigan setting the crossfire as they peek toward both Arch and Atrium. The other one with him, Alu, of course, but he goes down. It's a strong hand to have lost early. Bomb will be grabbed by Kerrigan, and they'll head back to Banana at this point as well.
Up to Zipex and Glaive now to defend what could be a full execution here towards the B side of the map. They drop one of their final smokes. Zipex has 1 more to defend with. 30 seconds remaining. That could be the difference maker. You can see the time ticking away. FaZe can do a full execution, but they have to run through smoke. And this is really well done. They're going to lose 1 or 2 kills as they commit. Zipex will probably drop the final smoke momentarily. There it is. Flashbang starting to come in. This is actually going to look like an Astralis round for me.
Could indeed. Smoke's down. B side. Not going quick enough, though, but Molotov out for Zipex. Does manage 1, even though he's pushed. And that's beneficial in this because it's all to Kerrigan. 1 versus 4 and down immediately. As soon as they hear the plant coming in, Glaive just pushes the smoke all too easy.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shame. That's what we were discussing before, man. That's why you want to save your smokes. Instead of committing at the very start of the round and dropping them and getting that banana control, it doesn't really amount to too much. It's much more beneficial to save them as long as you possibly can and then actually having to drop them at the 30-second mark. Zipex dropped at the perfect time. Like I said, they're running through smoke at that point. You get a flashbang there as well. That was very telegraphed from FaZe. He had no presence towards the A side of the map whatsoever. No mid control. CTs were facing the tight angles. They go towards B, running through smoke, getting picked off 1 by 1. Zipex very good at that B side of the map. And they find match point here. 15-11. Still loads of money available for FaZe. Kerrigan getting a cheeky little plant down there. Gives him an extra $800 per player. So FaZe, Alu, he gets the AWP out. No AWP on the CT side, but they get a nice full buy here. The last buy was a little bit weaker. And there's the initial smoke down towards T-Step. So looking to change their stance slightly, maybe. It's going to be Dupree that throws the smoke and then falls back towards the A side of the map.
Yeah, that's that A position that Chad was talking about. And they double up the pit side as well, Atrium and Apartments, to make sure that they can't wrap through and take over the site with a loss of man at A, given the setup. So rotating back over, it'll go back to a default 3-2, a little more forward in Banana than what we have seen throughout the course of the game. Kio's in the hallway. He'll start to work in. Wants to open. Oh, Kiabi spots and realizes that Rain was much closer than he expected, and therefore panics and fluffs the smoke. It means Device has to relocate to set the cross, and they've got Pit entirely isolated. Kiabi's waiting for them to jump down. Back turned. Dupree burned alive. Kiyoshima's got him. That brings in Device, but now they know exactly where he is. Flash out. Alu's not going to be blinded by it. Ops in position. Fires too soon. Device can't move. Still can't. Finally does. Gets the opening he requires, but Kerrigan's there to get him in the end. And FaZe stay alive. It's only the one round for Astralis as well.
And it's a pretty harsh reset as well, but they can bind it. I'd say don't do it at this point. You still have match point and a better 3 rounds. I'd say get some deagles here, maybe HE grenades and try and get a couple of picks. Looks like they will be going for the safer option here, but that's a big round for FaZe to pick up. They still have the option to force overtime here. They can get these 3 in a row. So deagles, no nades, some body armor for Dupree on the 5-7, interesting enough. Normally opposite the deagle, but not this time it seems. Into round number 13. This will be a very close affair. I'd say overtime is very possible here. Zipex, he spots a few towards Banana. He's actually 3 towards the top of that position. If they stick together here, FaZe just get a few smokes down. They know it's an eco. They've had that PT50. Ooh, okay, I was about to say, maybe this gets interesting, but Alu is watching it and won't find the frag, but at least knows there's a possibility of them pushing behind him.
Alu with the op.
Kerrigan and Nico actually going in by themselves, okay.
Yeah, Kerrigan's going to go completely in. All the way to water, smoke again towards CT. No peek yet from Zipex. He wants them to completely ignore him. Goes eventually, finds a kill. But he needed more than one if the pistols wanted a chance. Inside of the smoke, they jump through. Rain's there to take that, his second in the round. Bomb gets dropped. Kiabi up on top of the boost. Late as well. It's going to take the bomb out of their hands, but 59 seconds. Let's not get carried away on that thought just yet.
Still a possibility. 3-on-2. This takes Dupree to get 1 kill. All of a sudden, it becomes very possible indeed. And Device, he's sneaking in from the coffin's position. They have no idea as to where the CTs are. This is the chance now. He's going to spot the head of Nico. Nails it. Looking for the second kill as well. But that should secure it now. Just Dupree remaining, and Rain hits all the shots required. Got a bit ropey at that point, but they managed to keep their headers above water. So, Astralis took the eco that round. They do get a buy into this one, but still not the best. It's going to be M4s across the board. And, okay, Device gets the AWP out. I didn't think he'd commit at that point, but he gets it with body armor and no nades and a UMP for Glaive. So this is looking like overtime is very possible. Alu back to the AWP. There's Dupree with the smoke I was used to seeing. I think it's some Banana.
At mid to top, yeah.
Yeah.
That's top, yeah.
That's the standard smoke. That's how everyone's friends.
Yeah, that's exactly. That's your equivalent of the A-side smoke to the bottom of Banana before, which you can't do. You can't do it. You're just not allowed. It's against the rules now, Henry.
It is. Well, it's going to be the first pick, though, for Alu. Doing a very good job with that AWP, sorry, and Rain with the AK as well. That's running up towards Arch, and they're finding every frag available here. This is a bit of a bloodbath for the CTs. They have to save these weapons now with the AWP Device, and Dupree with the M4. Those will be holding up towards the A side of the map. It's over. It's going to be 15-14.
Wow, this is incredible that they've pulled this back. They've pulled the deficit of 7 rounds to a potential overtime scenario.
Very potential. It's going to be, in terms of loss bonus, you get 3rd stage, right? So that's going to be $2,400. On top of this, Orb is probably going to go down. They probably won't save this.
You're right, they won't save it.
So that's almost no money at all in round number 30. Have to buy, of course, it'll be UMPs, Deagles, 5-7s, to see what they bring to the table. Overtime, almost certain at this point. We'll see whether Astralis can hold them off. It'd be an absolute blunder from FaZe to give this one away. Let's see what happens here.
Well, many things could happen, but 30 rounds in this, when it looked like Astralis was all but done. It's a bit of a blunder. As we await the fate of Astralis with just pistols. Imagine losing this game.
Yeah, considering the lead they had and how flamboyant they were on the T side, it looked so comfortable. Like, I thought this was an open shut case, but as FaZe, thanks to Alu, I have to say, it was pretty much over unless he wins those 2 clutches. He gives them a lifeline, and they've run with it. Here we go then, the 1-minute 15 mark. Kiabi, he knows Kiyoshima's there, spots him but can't nail the shot. It's going to be him blowing his head off. He does have taken another 3 HP to be fair, so landed the headshot, but wasn't enough to get the kill. 5-on-4 now. Up to Glaive to try and hold them off towards the B site. He is backed up as well by Zipex, but they only have pistols between them. Not ideal.
So the UMP for Device is getting as much information as possible. Spots on cross. Rain didn't see him.
He can't take the shot, though.
He thought about it. He definitely thought about it, but, you know, he can't. What he can do is this, sit in a much closer angle and wait for the UMP, but Rain's going to check that. Goes down anyway. Alu steps in.
Here we go.
Misses, and Device has two. A real chance as well. This will cue for Dupree to get much, much closer. Nico makes no mistake in the headshot in return. That leaves Dupree in the open, but bomb dropped again, 23 seconds. And Dupree gets his way back inside of the site to hold this off. Keo's so low as well. As soon as he walks out, if Dupree peeks this correctly, he will easily take him down. It's one man standing, and it's Kerrigan. Down he goes. Dupree, what a round. And it all starts from Device to Price. That's Dupree and Device together.
Well, that was a very entertaining game indeed. We thought it was to be almost certainly overtime there at the bar. They had 5 7s and UMPs, and Device, he steps up. Like he said, facing towards second middle, doesn't pull the trigger, knows they're coming out. They walk in his cross, he gets 2 kills. Funnels them back to the A side. Time was ticking away, and Kiyoshima had already been dinked, and they just about win it 16-14. I would say it should have been a much greater score margin, but the fact that Alu stepped up tremendously in those clutches means FaZe at least gave it a decent go, but I think that should have gone to overtime. They'll be kicking themselves after that one.
Well, I kick myself all the time when I listen to this desk because they're just so good. Jason, it's over to you.
Lovely. I'll tell you what, this match did not disappoint. It went the full 30 rounds. So much intensity and a massive comeback there from FaZe at the end, just to drop it to those UMPs. Keep coming back to them. Circle of life.
Love them.
Yep.
Absolutely love them.
Watching
great
UMPs outduel AK-47s all day long.
4 UMP frags in the final round. You have a sick comeback. Alu's like, what up? I'm going to, you know, have some massive plays, really put them back in contention. And then, oh, you know, we'll just buy some UMPs, even though our money's broken. Thanks, Gabe.
Outside of the UMPs, outside of that round, what is the story of this matchup? Well, I mean, how did FaZe come back in this after looking like they were just lost?
No, they didn't really. Okay, so in the middle section of the game, sure, it looked like it was all over Red Rover. In the start of the game, is that not a saying?
I like it. Well, it's a game. Red Rover.
Yeah. In the beginning, it looked like FaZe were going to like run away with that first half. It was a 5-0, and they had that round where Kerrigan pushed down Banana, killed Kirby. They themselves a like juicy 4v5 situation, and they lost that round. And they kept retaking that B bomb site. Astralis knew it was a pressure point. Eventually, they got away with winning a round there, and then it just kind of spiraled away from them. Their money got absolutely destroyed, and Astralis capitalized, won the half, and then getting pistol, away you go.
Yeah, I just want to highlight as well, FaZe, their retakes coming back in were really impressive. They had double AWPs playing retake on B, bomb down, and they still make it count. They won, I think it was 3 retakes, and Astralis only got 1 that they held on to, and they won all the other rounds just off the back of other situations. But yeah, FaZe actually put up a real performance individually on that one as well, and as said, this, seeing the game actually fizzle out the way it did was a little disappointing. But what can you do?
We got the 30 rounds.
Yeah, exactly. It was a shame there was end on that note. But I know Astralis, that's rough.
Getting cooked.
That's rough. But no, we were talking about it earlier, but yeah, the double hold towards Pit as well. Huge advocates for it. They'll put as many players as they can in there, and it works really well, especially between Device and Dupree. So they'll sit there all day long.
It's some great individual effort out of, again, Alu's been stepping up massively. We've talked about it at a bunch of different desks, a bunch of different tournaments that we've been to. I mean, 2 big guys. He had like 1-on-2 and a 1-on-3 that he wins in this match to keep him live at like 14-10 is when he kicks that off or something like that.
You need those kind of plays every now and again.
Yeah, you do. It just, for a while, we hadn't seen Alu to be the one to do it. We've seen guys like Rain are the ones expected to do that. Nico as well with his skill. I mean, Alu has just been playing great, but overall, is it just this teamwork of Astralis at the moment that's really carrying him over the finish line? That's letting him grind these out?
The UMP let them grind that one out there. But, yeah, everybody contributed. I think Glaive was maybe a little bit quiet, but he seemed a little bit quiet in recent times.
Yeah, he's kind of fizzled off a bit, but I don't mind the meant to be stars doing what they're meant to do.
Precisely.
Right? I'm fine with that.
Yeah, if Glaive has a good game, that's a bonus.
Yeah, we're all happy. Except for FaZe.
Do you want to know what's happening on the second stream, Jason?
Oh. I would actually love to, Chad. Thank you for updating.
Well, the first map in G2 versus Kingwin, surprisingly, went in the way of G2 16-8.
Oh, God. They're back.
Finally.
They are back.
Look
Kenny
at that
S,
Kenny score
plus
line.
15.
It's not bad.
Apex getting it done as well.
Yeah.
Nice. Good stuff.
Hell yeah.
They're
They double their wins.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
No, let's be real. If they win all their games from here on out, they can still be top 6.
If you keep doing this, Chad, we're not going to have a post-game to talk about.
Get behind them.
Yeah, get behind G2 at some point. Either way, we'll be right back, and we'll get back into FaZe taking on Astralis.